My mustache for a win. I'll take that trade every time. Avs win over the San Jose Sharks 3-1. I'm still sick, and things haven't looked super great for the Avalanche on the health front either, as now Mikko Rantanen is listed day-to-day with a lower body injury, and when the Avs list someone day-to-day, that's about like saying Blizzard soon TM. But we actually get to look at some Avalanche highlights from this game, just not from the first period. After the first 5 minutes of both teams figuring them out, it would quite literally be all Sharks for the rest of it. It was so bad that the Avs would only get 3 shots on goal compared to the Sharks' 15, and that third shot came less than 5 minutes into the period. A full 15 minutes without a single shot on goal, and to make that even worse, the 3 shots they did get on goal were all from defensemen. The forwards didn't get a single one, and that even includes an abbreviated power play for the Avalanche in the later stages of the period, which they did nothing with. The only really good things to talk about for the Avs in the first period was 1. Jonathan Bernier back in net and looked fantastic keeping the Avs in it through this awful period. And 2, Nikita Zadorov. He was out there looking to make someone have a bad day. And we could go in and talk about how bad everything they did in this period was, but at the end of it, when your goalie's playing hot, sometimes you get away with it, and the Avs did, so it's 0-0 heading into the second. Obviously, the Avs weren't happy with their performance in the first, so you expected them to come out a bit stronger at the start of the second. And what we get to see is something we've been waiting for. The rookies are starting to take those next steps in solidifying themselves as quality members of this team. The Avs are much better on the possession through the first chunk of the period, and just 2.5 minutes in, they would score the first goal of the game. The play starts with Jost putting on a very effective and aggressive forecheck onto DeMello. He forces DeMello to turn tighter than he would have liked, and DeMello ends up blowing out a wheel here. So that creates a turnover. Jost even manages to keep it in the zone at the blue line here, and then finds Comfort coming in late to join the attack now that they have the puck. Comfort does a great job of being patient here. He gets past DeMello, creates a 2-on-1 situation, and then waits for the defender to commit down, can go around him, and then get the puck to Bork on the far side, who finishes it. I mean, that's just a fantastic play from both rookies there, Jost with the forecheck and Comfort on the 2-on-1 with the pass across. I'm starting to think Gabe Bork might be some kind of rookie whisperer. No, seriously. Tyson Jost has assisted on all 3 of his goals, and Comfort has assisted on 2 of them. The goal only energizes the Avs even more, and they keep pushing, and just a little bit over 2 minutes later, they get another one. This was a beautiful breakout for the Avs. Nemeth drops the puck to Girard, who's going to do the heavy lifting here. He's going to get it up to Yakupov in the neutral zone, who also makes a great pass with his head up. He sees Jost coming through the middle here and can hit the gap to get it right onto his tape. That allows Jost to enter the zone with a lot of speed and fly past both of the Sharks' defenders. From here, he doesn't make any second thoughts about it. He's shooting this one all the way, and he's going to beat Jones clean up high. This game really did feel like a bit of a coming out party for Tyson Jost. He'd been doing a lot of good things, but the production just was a bit spotty and not quite there yet. We hadn't really seen his shot quite like that at the NHL level yet, so getting a glimpse of it there shows that yes, he can and will be a producer at this level in the future. Up until recently, Jost hadn't really been getting a ton of minutes, but now with all the injuries to the Avs, he got a big chance now to get up into the higher parts of the lineup, play more minutes, play with better players, and he really did grab it by the horns here. So now you're up 2-0, and you do see the Avs slow it down a bit. They do sit back quite a bit through the rest of the second period. And granted, the Sharks are a good possession team, so they are going to hang on to the puck more than a lot of teams would, but again, the Avs just kind of seem to let them get away with it a little bit too much. They need more pressure. Sitting back leads to the Avs not really having great possession numbers. They get just 7 shots total in the second period. It's great that 2 went in, but 10 shots through 2 periods just isn't good enough. With that lack of offense through the second half of the period, the Sharks would eventually take advantage. Colin Wilson is engaged in a puck battle along the far boards. Unfortunately, eventually the Avs are going to lose it. The puck is going to come in toward behind the Avs net and swung around to Vlasic at the point. Vlasic's not going to do anything fancy here. He just throws this puck towards the net. It somehow manages to get past both Avs forwards here and ends up hitting Johnson roughly at the waist. That causes Bernier to be fully out of position as he's gone down to make the save. It bounces out off of Johnson right onto Ward's stick, and he makes no doubt about it. That's kind of a frustrating one, a bit of a bad bounce, but it still felt a bit too easy for the Sharks there. If you're going to sit back and not push the offense, you really should have the energy to be able to win those puck battles in your own zone and get the puck out, and the Avs just were not there. Now in a one-goal game, the Avs do take a penalty late in the second period, but they manage to kill it off and keep the lead heading into the second intermission. I really liked the Avs' third period in this one, except for the start of it. A minute and a half into the period, the Avs get given a gift of a penalty, and given the way Bernier has been playing, if they score on it, that would pretty much put the game away. And they do absolutely nothing with it. We've seen power play opportunities trending down league-wide. As we get later into the season, it does seem like the refs are laxing up on some of the things they were calling so tightly earlier in the year, so capitalizing on your opportunities is becoming even more important. But after that power play, I really have no complaints about the third period. The Sharks would have their pushes, but the Avs would push back. They weren't getting stuck into the trap of turtling. They would get their own offensive chances and possess the puck enough that it didn't feel like they were getting hemmed into their own zone. They would even get a number of grade A opportunities that had a chance to put the game away at 5-on-5, which is something that the Avs have struggled to do lately. In fact, possession-wise, the third period was probably the Avs' best period, as they would put 10 shots on goal to just the Sharks' 13. So, closing the gap there. That grand total of 39 shots for the Sharks and 20s for the Avs still doesn't look pretty, but that's a different problem. Another big key here was the Avs managed to stay out of the box for the entire third period. They didn't bury themselves and tire themselves out like they have many times in the past by having to kill off a bunch of penalties in the clutch. So that quality play gets them down to squeaky bum time, and then they manage to dump it into the empty net. Once again, a rookie, Comfort, getting it done. Not a pretty game, a ton of dead ice time basically the entire first period and good portions of the second where the Avs never possessed the puck, but we still saw the rookies step up and get the job done. And maybe more importantly, if the Avs legitimately want to try and make the playoffs this year, Bernier seems to be remaining hot behind everybody. For the Avs to survive without McKinnon, and especially if Rantanen is going to miss a decent amount of time as well, they have to have quality starts from their goaltenders in basically every single game. I'm curious to see what the lines are going to look like in the upcoming game for the Avs, as Colin Wilson was on the first line for most of this game, and while he did get some good chances, the puck just wasn't going in for him. Meanwhile, you have guys like Jost who are finding their finish, and who knows, maybe they'll get a shot up there. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Sorry this one is another bit of a short one. I'm still not feeling super great, but I am getting a bit better now, so hopefully I can get back to a regular schedule of making my video and having it up by the morning after the game. I'm Rudo3, and when the Avs aren't on, I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks binging the Olympics.